Hey there, treasure hunters and loose change legends. Let me ask you something. Have you ever dropped a penny on the ground and just walked away like it was nothing? Yeah? Well, you might want to sit down for this one because today we're diving deep into a tiny copper coin that could be hiding in your junk drawer, your couch cushions, or even that old pickle jar your grandma uses to collect spare change. It's the 1985 Lincoln Memorial penny with NO mint mark. And this little rascal? It's not worth just 1 cent. Oh no, my friends. This sneaky little coin is valued at a mind-melting $1.8 million in today's market. That's right. 1.8 million greenbacks for something you might have used to buy gum back in the day. So if you've ever muttered the words, "It's just a penny," you're gonna want to hear this whole story. Trust me, it's a wild ride. Alright, first things first. Let's talk about the basics. The 1985 Lincoln Memorial cent looks pretty normal at first glance. You've got good old Honest Abe staring off to the right like he's seen some things. Flip it over and you've got the Lincoln Memorial with all its columns standing proud. Nothing unusual, right? Some of these pennies were struck without a mint mark. That means there's no little D for Denver or S for San Francisco. Nada. Zilch. And while most Philly minted coins didn't carry mint marks in 1985 anyway, there's one particular version of this penny that's anything but ordinary. It's got a combination of crazy factors that make it extremely rare. We're talking sharp details, a very specific die variety, and pristine condition that collectors absolutely drool over. Like, hide it under your mattress kind of valuable. Now you might be wondering, okay cool, but how does a penny hit $1.8 million? That's like private jet money. Excellent question, perfect strike quality. This coin was struck in such high detail that it caught the attention of collectors the moment it was discovered. Think razor-sharp edges, brilliant luster, and not a single scratch. It's like the supermodel of pennies, a flawless condition. It was graded as MS-70, that's Mint State Perfect 70, which is basically the Olympic gold medal of coin collecting. NO mint mark plus unique die variety. A rare die pairing on this version shows subtle doubling in areas like the date and the lettering. Some folks call it Die Clash Magic, and yeah, that sounds like a rock band name, but in coin terms, it's a big deal, and because there's literally only one known example of this perfect 1985 no mint mark Lincoln penny in this grade, collectors with deep pockets have been fighting over it like it's the last piece of bacon at a brunch buffet. And now, let me tell you a story. Grab a snack. This one still haunts me. A few years back, I was visiting my cousin Joe. He's the kind of guy who's always hoarding random stuff. You know the type: old pizza menus from 2003, broken remotes, VHS tapes with no labels. Anyway, we're digging through some boxes in his garage and I find this dusty jar full of pennies. Like, a whole pickle jar. I laugh and say, "Joe, you planning to open a penny museum?" He shrugs and says, "Nah, those are all from my vending machine days. Go ahead and take it if you want." So I do. I go home, pour a couple beers, and spend the whole night watching reruns and sorting through this jar just for fun. I see a few wee pennies, a few 1970s, and then, bam, a shiny 1985 penny with no mint mark. Looks clean. Like, suspiciously clean, but here's where I made the rookie mistake of the century. I toss it in a Ziploc bag and forget about it for 3 years. Fast forward to last year. I'm watching the news and hear a story about a 1985 no mint mark penny selling for $1.8 million. My jaw drops. I scramble for that Ziploc like it's the last slice of Thanksgiving pie. I tore my house apart for 2 weeks. Checked under couches, inside books, even shook out my cat's litter box. Nada. I still have no idea where that penny went. Might have spent it on a coffee. Might be under someone's car seat right now. Alright, let's say you're feeling lucky now and want to go hunting. Here's what to look for in the 1985 no mint mark penny that's worth serious cash. Has to be in near perfect shape. No dents, scratches, or tarnishing. Duh. Look under the date. If there's a letter there, sorry. If it's blank, you're still in the game. Look closely at the letters and Liberty and In God We Trust. Use a magnifying glass. If the letters look doubled or fuzzy, you might have something. The standard 1985 penny should weigh around 2.5 grams. If it's way off, it might be an error coin or struck on the wrong planchet. Errors equals $. The last recorded sale of the pristine MS-70 version went for $1.8 million. That's a mansion. That's college for your kids. That's a new truck, boat, and probably a robot butler. A lower grade versions still fetch hundreds or even thousands, depending on condition and rarity. Even if yours isn't the coin, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for high-grade examples. So if you've got one that's sharp, shiny, and error-laced, you might be a millionaire and not even know it. This isn't just a story about a penny. It's about how something small, overlooked, and tossed aside can turn out to be worth a fortune. Kind of like that guy in high school who everyone thought peaked at 17, and now he owns 5 car dealerships. Coins are weird like that. One minute you're paying for parking, the next you're buying a yacht. So next time you get change at the grocery store, don't just dump it in a bowl and forget about it. Look closely. Because your next penny could be your retirement plan. If you enjoyed this wild ride into the world of hidden coin treasures, do me a solid, because every week, I'll be digging up more stories like this. More million-dollar coins. More strategies. More tips to turn pocket change into serious cash. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp, your change clean, and your jars full. This is your penny hunting buddy signing off. Now go check your change. Hey folks, have you ever bent down to pick up a penny off the sidewalk and thought, it's just a penny? Well, let me tell you something. That little copper coin could be worth more than your car. Heck, it might even be worth more than your house if you're still paying a mortgage like me. Today we're diving into one of the most jaw-dropping coin stories out there, the legendary 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny that's currently valued at a whopping $1.9 million. Yeah, you heard that right. $1.9 million. For a penny. So before you toss that next cent into a tip jar or let it rattle around your cup holder with gum wrappers and broken dreams, you might want to tune in. Because today, we're going to break down exactly why this unassuming little coin is such a big deal, what makes it so valuable, how to spot one in your own pocket change, and I'll even share a personal story that still makes me cringe a little to this day. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's talk about how a penny from 1968 might just be your ticket to early retirement, alright? Before we get into the million-dollar details, let's get one thing straight: not every 1968 penny is worth millions. If they were, we'd all be sitting on our porches sipping sweet tea and watching our coin collections appreciate like fine wine. The Lincoln penny was first minted in 1909 to celebrate Honest Abe's 100th birthday. In 1959, they switched the design to feature the Lincoln Memorial on the back instead of the wheat stalks. This design lasted all the way up until 2008. Now, normally these pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The coins from Denver got a D, San Francisco ones got an S. Philadelphia coins? Well, they usually had no mint mark unless you're looking at nickels or certain special coins. In 1968, both Denver and San Francisco were minting pennies, and Philadelphia was supposedly not minting any at all. So if you find a 1968 penny without a mint mark, it's not just rare. It's back up the Brinks truck rare. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is so valuable because it wasn't supposed to exist. In 1968, all Lincoln cents were supposed to come from Denver or San Francisco, and those should have either a D or an S mint mark. But every now and then, a Philadelphia minted coin without a mint mark made it out into the wild, most likely due to an error or a misfeed in the minting process. Now here's the kicker: these error coins weren't just made wrong, they were made perfectly wrong. What I mean is, they're in incredible condition, which is almost unheard of for coins that slip through by accident. That's mint state, bright shiny copper, and not a scratch on it. It's like it time-traveled straight from 1968 and skipped every pocket, purse, and vending machine. Add in the extreme rarity and pristine condition, and boom, you've got a coin that collectors are willing to shell out 7 figures for. Back when I was about 17, I worked at a little gas station just outside of town. You know, the kind of place that sells fried chicken under a heat lamp and coffee that tastes suspiciously like motor oil. Anyway, one afternoon, a guy comes in and pays for a full tank of gas with a mix of bills and coins. Nothing unusual. But I'm ringing it up, and I notice this shiny old penny in the pile. It's a 1968 and no mint mark. Now, being a bored teenager who didn't exactly appreciate history, I thought it looked kinda cool. I even considered swapping it with a penny from my own pocket, but then a buddy of mine texted me about some weekend party and, boom, I was distracted. I counted the money, dumped it in the register, and that beautiful little coin disappeared into the cash drawer abyss. Fast forward 15 years, and I'm doing research on rare coins, and up pops the 1968 no mint mark penny worth $1.9 million. I don't think I've ever wanted to go back in time more in my life. That party? It was lame. That penny? Might have been my retirement. Moral of the story: always check your change. Alright, now you're probably itching to start checking every penny you've got, and I don't blame you. No mint mark under the year. A little DRS means it's from Denver or San Francisco and not the $1 million kind. The valuable ones are usually in brilliant uncirculated condition. We're talking shiny, no wear, sharp details on Lincoln's coat, and clean edges. Copper coins oxidize over time. The most valuable ones still have that bright red coppery luster, which means they've been stored well or never entered circulation. You might even want to get a magnifying glass and look closely. Look for doubling on the letters or date. A double die error could make it even more valuable. If you think you've got a winner, don't just post a photo on Facebook and wait for cousin Jimmy to say looks valuable. Take it to the pros. They'll authenticate, grade, and slab your coin, making it more valuable to buyers. And hey, if you really do have a 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny in mint state, congratulations. You might be sitting on your very own copper lottery ticket. The story of how a single 1968 Lincoln penny with no mint mark went from common change to collector legend worth $1.9 million, it just goes to show, it's not always about what you think is valuable. Sometimes it's about what you overlook: the dusty shoebox in the attic, that old coin jar in grandma's kitchen, that random penny rolling around in your glove box. If this video made you laugh, think twice about your spare change, or want to dive even deeper into the wild world of rare coins, then you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more coin collecting tips, personal stories, and dollar finding strategies. I've got loads of videos coming up on coins that might be hiding in your couch cushions right now, and who knows, maybe your next trip to the laundromat turns into $1 million payday. Hey there treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel where pocket change can turn into a payday and your coin jar might just be your retirement fund. Now let me ask you something: have you ever glanced at a penny and thought, not even worth bending over to pick up? Well, you might want to reconsider that, because there's a little copper coin out there right now that's turning heads and flipping bank accounts. Yep, I'm talking about the unassuming 2017 Lincoln penny. But not just any 2017 penny. This one's got a special mark, a little P right under the date, and some of these babies are fetching up to $1 million on the rare coin market. $1 million. For a penny. Now, before you go flipping your couch cushions and digging through your car's cup holders like a raccoon in a dumpster, hold on, because today we're diving deep. I'll tell you why this coin is worth a fortune, how to spot it, and how a regular guy like me almost tossed one out with the laundry lint. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But I came dangerously close. So grab your coffee or your lucky magnifying glass and stick around, because this story's got history, drama, and just enough copper to make you care about pennies again. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2017 P. Lincoln penny is special for one major reason: it was the first year in U.S. history that the Philadelphia Mint stamped the P Mint mark on a Lincoln cent. Before that, Philly didn't put its mark on pennies at all. It just sent them out into the world naked, like, hey, you'll figure it out. But in 2017, to celebrate the Mint's 225th anniversary, they decided to leave their signature, the letter P, right under the year. And collectors went bananas. The small little design change made the 2017 P instantly collectible. Think of it like a first edition of a best-selling book, or that rookie card of a baseball player before he went full Hall of Fame. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most of these pennies are still worth just 1 cent. You can grab a roll of them at the bank and nothing will happen. But a tiny percentage, and I mean tiny, were struck with errors or have near-perfect conditions that send their value through the roof. We're talking full red luster, no scratches, original shine, and in some cases dramatic striking errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets. Those ultra-rare examples are what the $1 million buzz is all about. Auction houses and private collectors go wild for high-grade versions of this coin, especially ones graded MS69 or better. And when supply is low and demand is high, while the price tag doesn't just climb, it launches. Now let me tell you a little story. About a year ago, I'm doing laundry in my basement, right? And as usual, there's a handful of coins sitting on top of the dryer, probably from the pockets of my jeans. Now most people just scoop them up and toss them in the nearest junk drawer. But I'm a coin nerd. I pick up each one and give it a good look, like I'm auditioning for CSI, Coin Scene Investigation. Anyway, I see a shiny 2017 penny. I almost didn't notice the tiny P mint mark. I thought, just another newer penny, but something told me to hold on to it. Later I look it up and boom, I realize this could be a rare early strike from the Philadelphia Mint with some super clean surfaces. I sent it off to get graded and now unfortunately mine came back MS66, which is still nice but not the jackpot. But the fact that it was sitting there next to some dryer lint and an old paperclip still blows my mind. You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Look directly under the ear for that little P, flip it over and examine the reverse. The memorial design should be crisp. If it looks brand new with a blazing red tone, it could be a high-grade specimen, especially in the word Liberty or the date. If anything looks odd, off-center, or unusually sharp, it's worth investigating, and please, for the love of Lincoln, do not clean it. Never clean a coin. You might think you're doing it a favor, but you're actually destroying the value faster than a toddler with a crayon on your tax forms. There's one story from a collector in Ohio who found one of these coins with a double die error and sold it for over $20,000. And that was a few years ago. With rising demand and inflation, who knows where values are headed next? Some uncirculated examples of this penny in pristine condition have been graded and sealed by companies like PCGS or NGC, and when they hit the auction block, it's not uncommon to see them climb into the six-figure range. Throw in a historical angle, a mintage twist, and collector hype, and suddenly your pocket change is making headlines. Even if it's not the rare error variety, a 2017 P penny is still worth holding on to simply because it marks a moment in U.S. minting history. It was a one-year deal. In 2018 they dropped the P again. That's like the band getting back together for one show only and then disappearing forever. Alright coin fans, let's wrap this up. The 2017 P Lincoln penny might be the most exciting 1-cent piece of the modern era. It's historic, it's rare in certain forms, and it proves you don't need gold bars or silver eagles to build a valuable collection. If you've got one sitting in a jar or jingling in your pocket, it might be worth more than lunch money. Take a close look, check for errors, and if it's in good shape, consider getting it graded. You never know, your penny could be someone else's million-dollar dream. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or at least laughed at my laundry story, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with a friend who thinks pennies are just dead weight. Every week we dig into coins that are hiding in plain sight, so if you want more money-making tips straight from your own change jar, this is the place to be. Hey folks, grab your coin jars and settle in, because what I'm about to tell you might just change the way you look at pocket change forever. No joke. That little brown penny you dropped in the couch cushions could actually be worth over $1 million. I'm not talking about a golden ticket or buried treasure here. I'm talking about a 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln Memorial 1-cent penny that's now valued at $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent turning into a cool million. That's not investing in crypto, not betting on horses, not even trying to flip baseball cards. Just good old American pocket change. So stick around, because today we're diving deep into what makes this 1975 penny so special, how to spot one, and how you can turn your loose change into a serious payday. And hey, I'll even tell you about the time I almost threw one of these bad boys away thinking it was just another crusty old penny. Spoiler alert, I didn't toss it, but it was close. Alright, let's talk about this magical penny. The 1975 no-mint Mark Lincoln Memorial penny looks just like any other penny at first glance. Copper-colored, good old Abe Lincoln's profile on the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. You've probably seen thousands of them. Might have a whole stash of them in a jar somewhere collecting dust, but here's the kicker. While most 1975 pennies were mass-produced, there are a few that stand out, and it's these rare ones that coin collectors lose sleep over. The no-mint mark part is key. Now technically, 1975 pennies made in Philadelphia didn't have mint marks. That was normal for the time. But here's where it gets interesting. Some of the 1975 pennies have unique characteristics: errors, double dies, freakish misalignments, even off-metal strikes. These minting errors are what drive collectors wild and send the price sky high. We're talking the kind of penny you'd find in your junk drawer that turns out to be the holy grail of coin collecting. One verified 1975 penny without a mint mark and with extreme rarity, thanks to a double die obverse, sold at auction for $1.1 million. That's right. Someone out there paid over $1 million for a coin that originally cost 1 cent to produce. Imagine paying $100,000 just to own the letter L in Liberty printed slightly twice. Let's get into the details so you know what to look for when you go penny diving. First, the obvious stuff. Check the date, 1975. No mint mark. That rules out Denver and San Francisco coins. Now look real close, use a magnifying glass if you have to, at the front of the coin. That's where Abe Lincoln is just hanging out, looking presidential. Look at the word Liberty. If you see any doubling, like ghost letters slightly off from the originals, that could be a double die. That's gold. Or well, copper. Also check the date itself. Doubling on the numbers, especially the 9 and 5 in 1975, is a big sign. Then flip the coin over and look at the Lincoln Memorial. Again, doubling on the columns or the words United States of America and 1 cent could mean jackpot. And if something looks just plain weird, like the coin is off-center, struck on a dime blank, or missing parts of the design, don't dismiss it. That could be worth a fortune. Condition matters. If it looks like it's been run over by a lawnmower, probably not $1 million penny. But if it looks crisp, shiny, and almost new despite being half a century old, well, you might want to call an appraiser. Alright, let me tell you a little story that still haunts me. It was about 5 years ago. I had this habit of tossing all my change in a giant pickle jar. You know, the one used to be filled with pickles the size of your head. Anyway, one night I was cleaning out the garage, and I figured I'd roll up the coins and cash them in for some pizza money. So I'm sitting there watching reruns of old game shows, sorting through pennies, when I see this odd-looking one. A 1975 penny, kind of shiny, no mint mark. I thought, this one looks nice. Almost tossed it in with the rest, but for some reason I set it aside. A few days later, I was Googling rare coins because that's just the kind of thrilling life I lead. Lo and behold, up pops this article talking about a rare 1975 no mint mark penny with doubling on the date in Liberty. I sprinted back to the kitchen, yes, sprinted, like I was chasing down a thief, and grabbed the coin. Sure enough, the Liberty had a funky shadow. The 1975 looked like it had been printed twice by a sleepy intern at the mint. Long story short, I took it to a local coin dealer. He nearly choked on his coffee when he saw it. It wasn't the $1 million variety, but I still walked out with $3,500 for a coin I almost cashed in for a slice of pepperoni pizza. So yeah. Never underestimate your loose change. You never know. Now, let's say you find one. You've got that beautiful 1975 no mint mark penny with all the right quirks. What do you do? First, don't clean it. Ever. Collectors want that original patina. Toothpaste is for teeth, not rare coins. Second, get it verified. Reach out to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it. That's your golden ticket to getting top dollar. Then decide how you want to sell. You could go to an auction, list it on a trusted coin platform, or hit up a big-time collector. Just be smart. If some shady guy at a gas station offers you $100 for it, keep walking. So, here's the bottom line. That crusty penny in your change jar might not be worth just 1 cent. If it's a 1975 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny with rare errors or doubling, it could be your ticket to $1 million payday. It's like playing the lottery, but instead of scratching off tickets, you're digging through old coins. If you've got a jar of change lying around, now's the time to go hunting. And hey, even if you don't find $1 million coin, you might still walk away with a cool 100 or a few grand. That's still way more fun than paying full price at the gas station. So go check your pockets, your couch cushions, your car cup holders. You never know. And if you do find something, come back here and tell me all about it. Now, if you enjoyed this little penny adventure, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell. I've got a lot more coin tips, tricks, and jaw-dropping stories that might just make you richer, or at least a whole lot more coin savvy. Hey there, coin hunters and penny pinchers, listen up. What if I told you that a plain old penny you got back as change from a gas station in 2002 could be worth $1.2 million today? No joke. That's right, a single copper-colored coin that most folks wouldn't bend down to pick up off the sidewalk might just be hiding a life-changing payday. So before you roll your eyes and think, come on, it's just a penny, stick around. Because I'm about to tell you how a 2002 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny turned into a millionaire's dream. And I'll even share a little story about the time I accidentally spent a valuable penny on a vending machine burrito. Spoiler alert, I've still got emotional damage from that one. Alright, grab your coin jars, maybe a magnifying glass, and let's dive in. Because today, we're talking about a sneaky little cent that's causing a big stir in the collecting world. The 2002 Lincoln penny was part of the Memorial Reverse Design series, which ran from 1959 all the way to 2008. That's right, for almost 50 years, good old Abe Lincoln sat on one side of the coin, and the Lincoln Memorial sat proudly on the other. Now, usually, when we talk about valuable coins, we're talking about older ones, stuff that's seen the dust of decades. But not this time. This 2002 penny with no mint mark has flipped the script. Now here's the juicy part, the no mint mark. Most 2002 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. If your coin has a little D under the year, it's from Denver. If it has no letter at all, it's from Philly. That's normal, right? Wrong. See, the coin we're talking about is a rare error or variety, and it's not your everyday no mint mark Philly penny. Somewhere along the line, something went wrong or right, depending on how you look at it. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet, possibly leftover blanks from earlier years or even foreign coins. That means it might weigh differently, look shinier, or have a weird color to it. And collectors go bananas for that sort of thing. Others show insane die errors, off-center strikes, double dies, misaligned dies, the kind of thing that makes a coin look like it had won too many drinks at a coin convention. Now, one of these rare 2002 no mint mark Lincoln pennies sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. I know. It sounds ridiculous. But it happened. Because of rarity, condition, and demand. The coin was in pristine mint state, and the error made it unique, a true one-of-a-kind piece for a serious collector. No mint mark, so, Philadelphia, but possibly an error or misstrike, $1.2 million if authenticated and certified. Scratched up or dirty coins won't make the cut. Now, let's talk about a real story, and a hard lesson. A few years ago, before I got into coin collecting seriously, I had a penny I found that looked kind of funny. It was shinier than usual, had no mint mark, and the date was clear, 2002. I tossed it into a little coin cup I kept in the kitchen drawer. You know, the one full of lint, paper clips, random screws from IKEA furniture, and like 73 cents in change. Fast forward a few months, I'm craving a vending machine burrito at work. I dig through that cup, grab a few coins, and head to the break room. Out goes that strange penny along with a few nickels, and boom, I'm eating a microwave-warmed tortilla disaster. Couple years later, I start watching coin videos like this one, learning about valuable coins and weird errors. And that's when it hits me. I had one. The worst part? I'll never know. It's gone. Probably rolled into some bank bag, tossed around in a Coinstar machine, or stuck in someone's couch cushions to this day. And that, my friends, is why I tell you to check every single penny before you spend it. Grab all your 2002 pennies, look for ones with no mint mark, inspect them under a bright light, check the rim, look for off-center strikes, doubling in the letters, or weird coloration. Weigh it. A standard penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it weighs more or less, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. If it looks suspicious, don't clean it. Cleaning ruins the value. Take it to a coin dealer, or better yet, get it certified by PCGS or NGC. These folks can tell you if you've got something special. And if you do? Well, I'll be expecting an invite to your yacht party. Just saying. A penny that most people would ignore could be worth more than a Lamborghini. A 2002 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny that hit the $1 million mark just because of a freak minting moment and a collector with deep pockets. This is why I always say, every coin has a story. Some are worth a cent, some are worth a fortune. And if you've got a sharp eye and a little patience, you might just stumble across the find of a lifetime in your own pocket change. Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions like a man possessed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you never miss out on my latest tips, stories, and coin treasure hunts. Trust me, we've got some crazy stuff coming up, coins worth thousands, collecting strategies, and even some personal fails. That'll make you feel way better about your own. Hey there, coin hunters, treasure seekers, and folks who just dropped a penny and wondered if it was worth picking up. This one's for you. Now, let me hit you with a question. What if I told you that one single penny, yeah, a little old brown 1-cent piece from 2013 with no mint mark, could be worth over $1.3 million today? Nope, not joking. Not a prank. Not a fantasy from a coin-obsessed dream I had after too much coffee. This is real. We're diving into the mystery, the magic, and the $1 million madness of the 2013 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny. You heard me right. $1.3 million. For a coin you might have sitting in your junk drawer right now, probably under an expired coupon and a rubber band. Stick with me for the next 50 minutes, we're going to break it all down. I'll tell you what makes this penny so special, how you can spot one, what mistakes to avoid, and I'll even share a wild personal story about a time I almost threw one away. Spoiler alert, I lost sleep over it, so grab your magnifying glass, maybe a snack, and let's get coin rich one penny at a time. Let's rewind a bit and talk about what this 2013 penny even is. In 2013, the US Mint was still churning out Lincoln pennies like it was nobody's business. Most of them came out of either the Denver Mint, that's the one with the D, or the Philadelphia Mint, which typically goes markless. Yep, no mint mark means Philly. Most of these 2013 pennies are plain old copper-plated zinc, worth exactly 1 cent. But once in a while, and I mean very rarely, one rolls off the line with something just a little off. A little funky. A little $1 million funky. We're talking mint errors, rare die variations, and high-grade examples in pristine condition, the kind that makes collectors sweat, dealers raise their eyebrows, and everyone else say, wait, what? And when one of those little guys ends up in near-perfect condition with an eye-catching error and no mint mark, the price skyrockets. In one recorded auction, one such penny, a 2013, no mint mark, with a rare die clash and absolutely stunning red-brown toning, sold for $1.3 million. Let me say it again for the guy in the back digging in the couch cushions, 1 penny. $1.3 million. Alright, so what are we looking for? You're not just gonna go grabbing every 2013 penny you find and call it quits. We need to look for a very specific combo of features. No mint mark. That tells us it came from Philadelphia. That's a start. Flip the coin to Lincoln's shoulder and check it out. Where Lincoln's face or lettering looks doubled. Where design elements from the reverse show faintly on the front. The image is shifted, almost like Lincoln had one too many. That's when the coin blank had issues before being struck. Next, check the condition. This is huge. A penny in mint state condition is crisp, shiny, no dings, no scratches. If it looks like it just came out of the vending machine and never touched human hands, you're onto something. Collectors love that fresh look. And the better the condition, the higher the grade. AMS 70 is the holy grail, flawless. That's what drives the price into 6 or even 7 figures. And color matters too. Red-toned pennies tend to bring in the most cash. If yours has the deep rich coppery red sheen, you're golden, well, copperin. Is that a word? It is now. Let me tell you a story that still haunts me. Picture this, it's 2019, I'm standing in line at a gas station, half asleep, coffee in hand, and I get a penny back in change. I remember this vividly because the clerk gave me a look like, you want your penny back, and I said, hey, I could be rich someday. Later that night, I cleaned out my pockets and that penny fell out. Something about it looked different. Clean. Too clean. Like it didn't belong with the lint and receipts. Just for fun. The next morning, I'm brushing crumbs off my counter thanks to a 3 a.m. grilled cheese, and whoosh, there goes the penny. Right into the trash. I didn't think twice, until I saw a video about a 2013 no mint mark penny worth over $1 million. I ran outside in pajama pants and started digging through the garbage like a raccoon with student loans. Maybe. Probably not. But I'll never know. And now, every 2013 penny I see makes me break out in emotional hives. So take it from me, don't throw any coin away until you've looked real close. You never know what treasure's hiding under your grilled cheese crumbs. Where there's money, there's mischief. And with a $1.3 million coin on the radar, you can bet there are shady folks out there trying to pass off fakes like they're selling gold bars from the back of a van. An authentic penny weighs about 2.5 grams. Use a digital scale. If it's way off, red flag. Fake pennies sometimes have an odd sheen or are spray painted. Seriously. Real errors are clean and crisp. Fakes are usually fuzzy or awkward. Real coins have that clean, firm edge. Fakes might feel too smooth or grainy, and finally, if you think you've got $1 million winner, don't clean it. Never ever clean a coin. It's like taking a toothbrush to the Mona Lisa. Instead, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give you an official grade, seal it up, and then you can go bragging to your neighbors, or your dog. Whoever listens best. Okay, so why does this penny fetch $1.3 million? What makes someone fork over the price of a house for something that costs 1 cent? Rarity, condition, and demand. That's the magic trio. Only a few 2013 no mint mark pennies exist in this elite condition with unique errors. We're talking maybe a handful in the world. That's rarer than a steak in a vegan diner. Especially high-end ones pay a premium to have something nobody else has. It's like the Pokemon card of numismatics, and the trend is going up. Coin prices are on the rise, thanks to more collectors entering the scene, more YouTube channels like this spreading the word, and more people realizing that treasure hunting can be done from your sock drawer. That if you've got one of these rare pennies, sit tight, its value could grow even more over the next few years. Or cash in now and live the dream. That's up to you. That 2013 no mint mark Lincoln penny? It could be just another coin, or it could be a $1.3 million golden ticket, well, copper ticket. Same thing, check your change. Look at the dates. Pay attention to the little things, because in the world of coins, the tiniest detail can mean the biggest payday, and whatever you do, don't throw your pennies away. Even if they look boring. Even if you think they're worthless. Because one of them might just change your life, and you don't want to be that guy digging through trash at 7 a.m. with grilled cheese on your pajamas. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips, stories, and deep dives into coins worth real money, hit that subscribe button. Like, right now. Smash it like you just found $1 million penny. Leave a comment below if you've got a cool coin story or think you might have one of these bad boys lying around. Go check your change jar. That $1 million treasure might be just one penny away.